Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I am Nicole. I live here in India, and I get to live very close to my very good friend, Laurence.
Hello.
She's my only friend most of the time. All right, I've been here for 18 years. Laurence has been here for 15 years. We are married to Indians. We have children that are being raised in India. And, I have this channel and I do reactions, and it's been interesting because I've been doing more content on different types of content that are letting us learn more about India, and why India is different, why it's great, what happened in the past, what's going on in the future, all of these different things. And tonight we're here together to give a reaction to a subscriber recommendation, which is Modi versus the world, his secret to global popularity. We certainly know he's very popular within the country. Let's see what the secret is to his global popularity. And if you like the content, please give a like, please give a subscribe. Let's go.
Narendra Modi, the current Prime Minister of India, is something else.
And the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi!
Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi.
Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, we owe you a debt of gratitude.
And the Prime Minister Modi is...
What's PM Modi's big bro side?
He's very accessible, regardless of where you come from.
The life of Prime Minister Modi underscores the limitless promise.
Prime Minister Modi is the boss.
Ever since he took oath as the Prime Minister in 2014, his government, the Bharatiya Janata Party, has been on a roll. In 2014, the BJP won by a majority of 282 out of a total 543 seats in the Lok Sabha, the lower house of the parliament. Then, in 2019, Modi outdid himself by winning 303 out of the total 543 seats and came back to power with an overwhelming majority. This is the BJP's second term. Modi's popularity and charisma knows no bounds, but it is no longer limited only to his 1.4 billion countrymen. At the moment, he is the world's most popular leader with an approval rating of 77%. He has outperformed all other major world leaders, including US President Joe Biden, French President Emmanuel Macron, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, and UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. He has retained the top spot for more than 2 years now. Even his lowest approval ratings were 63% in May 2021, that too when India was rocked by the second COVID wave. His social media handles not only describe his popularity, but also his growing influence. 94 million followers on Twitter, 83 million on Instagram, and 20 million on YouTube. No other world leader comes close. What's even more surprising is that he is cherished even in countries which might not have the best relations with India. Even though Indo-China relations are going through tough times, the internet's admiration for Modi tells a completely different story. In Chinese social media circles, he has earned an unusual nickname for himself. They call him Modi Loashan. The word Loashan translates to an elderly immortal with some weird abilities. In the streets of Pakistan, people are even seeking Modi's leadership, especially now when the country is going through a crisis. When a country with a not-so-friendly history begins to seek its neighbor's leadership, it begs the question, what is so special about Modi that people all around the world today see him as a great leader? For the first time in a very long time, India is witnessing a leader who understands the fabric of the country. What do I mean by that? See, India is not just any country in the world. It's a civilization older than 5,000 years with so much diversity in region, religion, language, attire, culture, traditions that Indians themselves are not familiar with. Just traveling from one part of India to another is like stepping into a whole new world, even for an Indian. But the civilization was buried underneath years of British colonial rule. To engage with a billion people who are diverse in a billion ways, you need a leader who understands the very fabric of the country, who comes from within the country, and who knows what the people truly demand of their leadership. There's something different about Modi that connects him to the people, and it's more than the fact that he is the Prime Minister. Take the Howdy Modi event in Houston. He just says everything is fine in 9 Indian languages, and you can see the response he gets every time. Modi realized early on that the 18 million Indians living abroad, which form the world's largest diaspora, can be a strategic asset in projecting India's image among the international community. He tapped into the Indian diaspora, rekindling their connection with India. The support of the Indian diaspora abroad was also seen as an international stamp of approval amongst people back in India. Another such instance can be seen from his speeches at international forums, where he often makes it a point to speak in Hindi, in Indian language, as opposed to English, thereby sending a strong message to nations that India has shed the baggage of colonialism and embraced Bharat's cultural heritage.
I didn't realize he did that. Did you know
Just like
that?
his BJP predecessor, statesman and former Indian Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Modi is a master orator. Oration is a very important skill for a leader, but it does not mean addressing an election rally, or giving a speech, or engaging in a discourse. There's a bit of everything in it. The performance, addressing the crowd, knowing the pauses, the punchlines, the theatrics. He has got every tool that makes him a powerful orator. But his biggest trump card in Modi's arsenal of oration is his power to sway the hearts of billions of people across the world. The way he reaches out to people makes the media look almost irrelevant, which is something to say considering the fact that it's referred to as the fourth pillar of democracy. It is a known fact that Modi doesn't like the press, and hence hasn't given a lot of interviews. But with his skills and capabilities, he doesn't really need the press or any other interlocutor to address his people. After becoming the Prime Minister, he came up with his own radio show called Man Ki Baat, which means speaking from the heart. It is his way of addressing the nation. Every month, he interacts with the people on important subjects and issues, narrates stories of ordinary people living extraordinary lives, and celebrates the nation's achievements on air. Notably, on Man Ki Baat, he avoids any political stuff, thereby addressing the people as a leader and not as a politician. Even though politicians might not be the most loved people in the world, people still look for the most human qualities in their leaders, how they carry themselves, how they treat others. The smallest of things become a measure of what's truly inside a person's heart.
Come on, man.
And they make a huge impact on how people perceive their leader. In September 2019, a video of Modi went viral. In this video, he was seen consoling and hugging the ISRO chief Dr. K. Sivan after the space agency lost contact with the Vikram lander of India's second lunar mission, Chandrayaan-2. There are many such interactions of the Prime Minister, like picking up the Tiranga from the floor during the BRICS summit in Johannesburg, or encouraging the national women's hockey team after they lost the bronze medal in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
आप लोग रोना बंद कीजिए, मेरे तक आवाज आ रही है.
It's just human, but when it comes from a leader, these small gestures show a person's true character. In Modi as well, people are able to see a person first and then a leader. Even though India lives in one of the most troubled neighborhoods, the country has exercised restraint for the longest time. Even after the 26/11 terror attacks in India's financial capital of Mumbai, the option to retaliate did not receive a political okay. Now, whether it was the right decision or not will always be a subject of debate. But in September 2016, when 19 Indian Army soldiers were martyred at Uri, Modi rewrote the rules of engagement and unleashed surgical strikes against the terror camps in POK. Modi not only stood behind the forces, but also gave them a free hand. He even owned the surgical strikes, thereby resisting the routine international pressures which would otherwise act as a deterrent from responding in this fashion.
इंटरनेशनल प्रेशर है उसका भी तो ख्याल रखना पड़ेगा सरकार को.
इंटरनेशनल प्रेशर पैदा करने की ताकत आज हिंदुस्तान में 100 करोड़ का देश है. पूरी दुनिया पे प्रेशर हम पैदा कर सकते हैं.
The surgical strikes were a paradigm shift in India's newfound attitude. Modi highlighted the one quality which was missing from Indian leadership for a long time: a strong political will. There is a covenant between a leader and his soldiers. The soldier says, "I shall lay down my life for the country, provided that you give me the leadership." With the surgical strikes, Modi showed that he was not afraid to take strong decisions if it meant safeguarding India's interests. This was again proved in the 2019 Pulwama attack on 40 CRPF personnel, when India retaliated with the Balakot airstrikes. Under Modi's tenure, India also took the historic decision of abrogating Article 370, which gave Jammu and Kashmir special provisions to have a separate constitution, autonomy of international administration, and a flag of its own. Modi's international approval ratings have gone through the roof, but it's more than just popularity or influence. This is the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, James Marape, touching Modi's feet when the latter visited the country for the FIPIC summit. In Indian traditions, this is known as Charan Sparsh, where you touch the feet of your elders as a way of seeking their blessings. So it's more than just popularity or influence, it's respect. Modi has become the voice of not just India and the global south, but also of those nations who have ambitions of being heard, yet lack the means to do so. Furthermore, his diplomatic prowess has helped him build relations all around the world. On 13th of July 2023, Modi was conferred with the highest honor of France, the Grand Cross of the Legion of Honor, by French President Emmanuel Macron.
Did you know that?
He has also received the Order of Nile from Egypt, along with 12 other such state honors from countries like Saudi Arabia, Russia, South Korea, Maldives, and Bhutan. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni took it one step further by calling him the most loved leader in the world. But it was the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese who topped it all by saying something you'll rarely hear a world leader say.
Prime Minister Modi is the boss.
Modi seems to have reached some sort of superstardom which even world leaders can't ignore. His superstardom was confirmed when U.S. President Joe Biden asked for his autograph during the G7 summit in Japan. Interestingly, this is the same man who was once denied a U.S. visa, and now he stands atop as the most popular leader in the world.
Wow, I learned a lot in this video. I learned a lot. I mean, I know I've lived here for so many years, and a lot of that, the past, how many years? 6 years have been with Modi, or 7 years? Or is it 8?
Close to 10.
Is it 10?
I think 2014 is when he arrived to power.
2014?
Yeah,
God.
2014. That's
How
why
has it been like
I'm not
so
sure, but
long?
I think if I remember well, demonetization
Demonetization?
was in 2016, not 2018.
Oh, okay. I
Mistake.
thought maybe 17, but
Yeah.
you're right. It's probably 16. So I learned a lot. I mean, and I can really see why he is seen so easily as a person, or as a man, as they said, and as a man first, and then as a leader, and probably not just a man, but a man that they can relate to, a man that they hold in high esteem, a man that they can trust, a man that they value. So, you know, I only know really of Modi as, you know, the leader of the BJP party and the leader of the country. A lot of this was new information from even like the hugging of the guy when they lost the connection to the space rover. I hadn't seen that. Like, that's powerful. And all of the different awards he's gotten from other countries, and you can really tell that he has made good connections with you know, countries globally, and that's really wonderful. So this was a really interesting video to watch. I'm glad that I did. Gave me some more insight into the man and the leader, Narendra Modi. So that was really interesting and really good to watch. Thank you so much for the recommendation. If you like the content, please give a like, please give a subscribe. And as always, we love you, and bye-bye.
Bye.